All you.
Well, welcome to the National Real Estate Cafe with Don Getling and Gino Franti. As Don said yesterday, we're practicing our social distancing for almost 2 weeks now. It's been a while, dude.
I know. Get used to it.
Yeah, but more important than ever, it's so critical that you tune in every single day because things are changing by the minute. We don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. We just wake up and start sending Zoom calls and emails and just kind of go with the flow, right, Don?
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to make sure you're in the know because there's a lot of information out there and a lot of it's confusing at best. And a lot of it is we tend to want to hear what we want to hear, don't we, Gino?
Yeah,
We
I
hear
know what you're
free
alluding to.
mortgage, free rent, free pull out all my 401k money, free school loans. It's all free. Free, free,
Everybody gets free
free, free,
money,
free.
right? But every single one of these things came with a caveat. I mean, I went through the bill, I looked through the bill, I looked at each one of the things. I'm like, I don't qualify for that. I don't qualify for that. I'm not going to get that money. I don't get this. I can't do that. I can't do this. At the end of the day, I didn't yield any benefit from $2 trillion. I didn't get any dollars out of that.
Yeah, but then again, you and I
Some will.
unfortunately don't need it. The
Some
same
will.
as others. And I'm good with that. I'm good that those who really need the help to get through, bridge this gap and with unemployment and so forth and closing down of so many businesses, it's good. Those are the people that should get it. If the rich got it, I'd be pretty pissed off actually.
It's not so much about the rich though. It's just more about like the way that it's structured, right? Where they said, well, you could skip a bunch of mortgage payments or you can skip rent. And they said, and landlords will be able to skip mortgage payments. And then when you go to skip your mortgage payment as a landlord, they're like, we're going to screw up your credit. You'll never get a loan again. Are you sure you want this?
And they're going to
And so
tack
let's
it
talk
on
a
to
little.
the back end. You got to pay it back. And that's the key thing, Gino, is it's really important, like you said, that you pay attention to these calls because, or these videos, because we want to make sure that you're in the know because be careful. It's really easy, one, to just jump on the bandwagon because unfortunately they're not even requiring to prove any, basically damages of any kind. Did you
Well,
lose your job? Do you have the virus or anything?
let's
Just like,
clarify that. Some will. So that depends on your servicer.
right.
So who's your servicer? The servicer is the person that sends you a bill every month. So depending on your circumstances and depending on what your claim is. So you're going to call in, you're going to wait 2 hours to talk to somebody on the phone. They're finally going to answer, if you're lucky. They're finally going to answer and they're going to say, how can I help you? And you're going to say, hey, I'd like to cancel my automatic payment. And by the way, I'd like to take advantage of skipping 3 months payments. And they'll say, fantastic, I totally understand. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on? And depending on what your story is, you may or may not have to send in paperwork to back it up. So for example, I could just tell you, hey, I'm retired and I now have absolutely no way to pay my rent. My only income now is Social Security. I used to be a cross guard thing and got a little extra bucks there. I used to work at Parks and Recs and made an extra few bucks there. That's all gone now. I'm totally quarantined in my house. There's nothing I can do. They look at your age in the computer. You're 74 years old. You're going to get approved. It's pretty easy. But depending on what your
Industries and so
profession is, I would
forth,
say is
depending.
going to determine. Yeah. So if you work at a restaurant, you'll probably get approved. If you work in the studio industry, you might get approved. The key thing here is don't take it unless you need it. This is like the poison apple. They're offering you something that's too good to be true because it really is. There's no free money here.
No, because those who have these loans or are the creditors, they have bills to pay too, and they have interest to pay. So basically, all they're doing, that's why it's a forbearance. It's not a free money. They're just willing to defer it or move it to the back end. Somehow you're going to, in most cases, almost all cases, you're going to need to figure out how to pay that back over time.
And you just hit the nail on the head why I don't want you to take advantage of this if you don't need it. If you don't absolutely need it, don't do it. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to ask, let's just say you have 183 payments left on your mortgage. So you're going to skip 3 payments and they're going to add 3 payments to the back of your mortgage, right? So let's say your mortgage was going to be due, your last payment was going to be on December 1st. Now your last payment is going to be on March 1st. Sounds great. Why wouldn't I do that? Guess what that's going to show on your credit? It's going to show loan modification. And we've been down this road before in 2008. What's going to happen is 6 months from now or 3 months from now, you're going to still be in your process and rates are going to drop below 3% potentially. and it's going to be the best interest rates you've ever seen. And you're going to say, Don, Gino, I really want that 30-year fixed mortgage. I'll be like, dude, you just told your servicer you can't pay. You're in the middle of a forbearance plan. How can you now tell me that you can afford a mortgage on something you just told your old lender that you can't pay? There's
Right.
going to be, I can almost guarantee there's going to be a waiting period. I don't know if it's 1 year after your forbearance ends, 6 months after your forbearance ends, 2 years after your forbearance
Oh, right,
ends.
it's
But
a mess. It's creating a mess. I mean, these are just be careful because the other thing I just saw, Gino, was you can pull out of your 401k without the hit. You don't get the normal 10% penalty as long as it's paid back over a certain amount of time. So you're going to get trapped. One you just took away from your forced savings account that we all love and would hate for you to ever talk to any CPA. I guarantee they're going to tell you don't ever do that. But
and
they're
you
going to
probably sold
basically
stock at a really bad time. You sold stock at a really bad time to take money out of there.
everybody's saying you should be piling up in your 401k if you can right now while the stock market's down. But two, that 10% is you're going to have a time period to either pay it back. And if you don't, you're going to have to pay income tax on that and the
Right.
penalty.
Yes.
So be careful. It sounds good. All we're saying is do your due diligence. Can you make it by? Can you survive? And make sure you find out all the fine print because there's stuff behind the scenes that isn't just free money. It's
Yep.
just an
So
opportunity to get by.
yeah, same thing goes for, and we'll keep talking about all these different parts of the bill, but the same thing goes for those SBA loans. So let's just say that you're a realtor. Okay, realtors are entitled to get SBA loans, and they're also entitled to get potentially unemployment right now. Even as self-employed, this is the first time in history I've ever seen that a self-employed borrower could actually qualify for unemployment. So if you apply for unemployment and then interest rates get really great, and then you're going to come and want that loan and you're going to try to apply for a loan with us while you're unemployed, it doesn't make any sense, guys. So remember that if you take the assistance, you're going to be locked from being able to do a lot of different things in the coming months. So I'm just saying proceed with caution. If there's no way to survive other than this, take it. That's what it's for. It's a lifeline if you're struggling. If you're struggling, do it. But if you're not struggling, do you really want to save $6, $8, $10,000 now and potentially lose out on a 1% lower interest rate to your mortgage for 30 years? I think not.
Yeah, so be careful. And if you have any questions, always reach out to us. Remember, you can find out more by going to donandgino.com. You can email us at donandgino@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be sending these out on a regular basis from the National Real Estate Cafe. Like us on Facebook, but we're here for you. We get it. We've been through this before. I've been through this 3 times in one way, shape, or form with meltdowns in the market. But this one
This
we
was my second. I thought I was good to go with the big one in '08. I was like, that's it. I got it out of the
get
way.
over it every couple 10 years. So anyways, we're here for you. We'll help answer the questions and hang in there. We will get through this and it'll be a bump in the road and just stay safe. You know, where our prayers out to those who are infected or have family members who are, and we have our prayers out to you. Have a
And
great
thank
day
you to
and
all of those that are serving us right now
uh,
and helping this country keep moving, medical teams, food delivery services,
just
et
keep
cetera,
your
et
line.
cetera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
And in fact, at Finance of America, we're running a special right now for public servants. We're paying for your appraisals if you do refinances with us. Just our way of saying thanks.
And we thank you all for tuning in and we'll see you tomorrow.